live and you're eating.
We didn't even get a
I thought we were doing a thumbnail.
It didn't do a thumbnail. It says we're live, right?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
live.
And can you see comments and stuff over there on the side?
There is no comments at all whatsoever.
Well, we
Okay,
just
so
went live.
what? Yeah.
You're
so-
in like 17 seconds live.
Okay, so the stuff
There we
over
go.
on the side. Can you see people
Yep.
starting to come
You
in?
got Robert Held. He said I'm on the West Coast, so it's still light here.
Yeah, we're on the west. We're in California, Robert. So, welcome to California. We are going live. I'm here. Ryan is here,
What's up, guys?
and Vicky is not here. But we have a great stand-in. My daughter-in-law Amy is behind the camera.
My beautiful bride. She's running
Hello.
things. She said hello.
Hello. So we are going to attempt. That sounded weird. We're going to attempt to go over several different things tonight. So, Amy, if you have questions that come in, I know there's every once in a while Vicky will say, you know, we've got people from here and here and here, and
Okay.
you know, so you can
Yep.
chime in whenever you want.
You got Lori from Texas.
Texas.
You got
Go
a bunch,
Texas.
but they kind of faded away. From Oklahoma, Andy.
So here's what you can do if it fades away and they kind of go away, you can actually drag them back down.
That's right. She told me.
Can
that.
you see that?
Yep. I
Okay.
forgot.
Yep. So guys, we're going to go over a couple things. First, I wanted to introduce Ryan and Amy. If you guys haven't met them, I wanted to just a real quick, brief introduction of Ryan and about his business. So I get questions all the time. How's Ryan's business going? I literally get that almost once a day. So Ryan, why don't you give the folks, an update on how business is going, kind of, you know, what your regular job is and that kind of thing.
Business is going pretty good. My daytime job is I do caulking and waterproofing in the Bay Area or Sacramento or anywhere in California. So I'm usually gone from my house 12 to 14.
Donna says Donna
Becken-
Beckenmeyer.
Beckenmeyer?
She loves your shirt, Ryan.
Hug dealer, right? I love this shirt. It gets a lot of reaction. Anyway, so I'm usually gone to my house 12 to 14 hours a day on a really long day. So I don't get a whole lot of time to work in the garage with work and family and everything, but business is going well. I haven't been out to the fruit stand that I usually go to every Saturday. I haven't been out there for almost a month just because grandma passing and just a lot of different crazy stuff that's going on.
There's been a lot of bad weather over here too.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's last
been-
weekend we got like 1.5 or 2 inches of rain,
Yeah.
and that's
Jim
crazy.
From Warsaw, New York says hello.
Who?
Hello.
Jim from Warsaw,
Jim.
New York.
Hey Jim.
So yeah, business is going well. I'm staying as busy as I can handle right now. Any more than I had right now probably would not be very good.
Well, good. And in case you guys don't know, there are some times that if somebody wants a sign from me, depending on what it is, you guys know I did that sweet pea sign for Joe Murphy. But other than that, a lot of times when it's just somebody that wants a carved sign, I'll send the business over to Ryan, have him do it. He's doing such great signs, which you guys are going to see here in a minute, that I don't have any problem sending the business to him and having him ship the stuff out. So it's working out really well.
Jim Clark, says Dave's looking younger and younger. What's he drinking?
It's I gotta tell you, just having the side business that I'm trying to grow into a full-time business, it is so cool being at work, doing my normal thing, and then getting an email saying, hey, you got $75 for somebody that wants a sign. It's a really pretty awesome feeling knowing that Dad's sending me business, you know, which, no, I have an in. I don't know what to tell you guys about that.
Juan from Argentina says hello.
Wow.
Argentina.
Yeah.
I've been
crazy?
wanting to come down there and hunt dove. I hear your guys' dove hunting is unbelievable.
Dove
But-
in Argentina, are they bigger or are they faster?
No, there's clouds of them.
Oh.
I mean,
like
you're
you
going,
can't miss.
You can't miss. You can close your eyes and just and next thing you know, you're done.
Craig Ferguson from Dallas, Texas says hello. And
Frank.
Luther from Kentucky.
Luther, is that Ansay?
CA?
CA.
Yes.
See, Luther, yeah.
Yeah.
We're friends on Instagram. What's up,
Yorkshire,
dude?
England.
Yeah, Luther's. I think Luther. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're coming to the class in September.
Yeah. He'll be
Joseph Murphy said that.
Joe Murphy.
Yes. Sweet pea for now is on our mantle.
Awesome. They made the sweet pea sign
And
for him.
Ian
That's
from
cool.
Yorkshire, England says hello.
Crazy.
No, it's Yorkshire.
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 I'm not even gonna. You
Ruben
said that like.
Garcia, I really like Ryan's post on Instagram. His work is very impressive.
Thanks,
Wow.
man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being so accessible. From Kelly Gingras.
Excellent.
All right.
Very cool.
All
All right, so let's get in. We got about 3 different things that we wanna go over tonight. First of all, we're gonna go over router bits. I get questions all the time. What router bits do you use for doing different operations? We're going to show, I've got 3 signs, Ryan's got 3 signs, and we're going to talk about these signs and what bits that we used in order to do them. Now, the bits that we're going to show are not the new Amana bits, but it doesn't really matter. All the bits, these bits, we've been using these for years, and they translate over to the Amana bits as well. Ryan just doesn't have the new Amana bits over here in California yet.
Not yet, but
Yeah,
I
he
know
will.
a guy.
Yeah, he'll have them eventually.
Rudy
All right.
says, Rudy Molina says, "Hey Ryan, it's Rudy. Your shop looks cool. I wish mine was was as organized as yours." And hello,
boy.
Eric.
Hey, Rudy, how's Cat?
Dad asked me to clean up my shop because we were doing this. So it's all the front. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, you can't see on the sides.
Yeah.
It's packed to the ceilings and stuff's falling down. It's crazy. All right, so first thing I want to talk about, let's bring out one of your signs first.
Okay.
So Ryan's going to talk about his flag.
All right. So this is the rustic flag.
You need to probably hold it up because sometimes if you hold it like that, the shine off of the plastic.
Should I take it?
I don't care. You can take it. I don't care.
All right. Here, we'll tell you
Your
how to
flag.
flag.
Yeah, I would say take it out.
I don't have my knife. They wouldn't
While
let me
you're
bring it
doing
on the
that, you have Larry Green from Lakewood, Colorado.
camera. Hey, Larry.
And Luther CA said, "I'll be there, Ryan and Eric. Can't wait to meet you guys.
Oh man, it's gonna
gonna be
be a
awesome.
blast.
Love the Hug Dealer shirt, Natalie Baker."
Heck yes, I love this shirt. So this is my full color rustic flag, and on this one I use the profile for the stars, for the burn holes and the stripes. Everything else is done with the holes, the background on the burn is done with the 90, and then the background on the stars and the stripes is done with a spiral upcut.
That cuts a flat bottom.
Yeah.
The spiral upcut.
Now, one thing I did want to say about this is the first one I did of these, I thought I really messed it up. But I figured, you know what? I might as well finish it and see how it turns out. And this is how it turned out. So if you guys start a sign and you think, you know what? I screwed this whole thing up. Finish the sign just to see how it turns out. Because that's what happened with this. I thought I messed the whole thing up, and I thought, I got so much time invested, I might as well spend the next half hour and finish it. And this is how it turned out. So,
And you sell these on a regular basis.
on a pretty regular basis, yes. So even if you're trying something new and you think you mess it up, finish it and see how it turns out. It could be worth it.
So I don't know whether you guys can see this, but this is the spiral upcut. And I know, Amy, don't worry about zooming in, but this is the spiral upcut, and it does cut a flat bottom. And this bit also is used, well, I don't know, are you using that to cut the shape too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's using that to cut the shape, and it cuts a spiral, or it cuts a flat bottom. So this actually has like 2 different purposes, flat bottom and to cut shapes of boards. So, and we'll show that again as well. One thing that I want to share with you guys, and honestly with you, Ryan, is when you've got these tubes, and these are the old tubes, we're now using the square tubes. When you put your bit in there, put your bit in with your flat to the bottom of the tube, and then put the cap on like that. And the reason I say that is because eventually, especially if you've got one with a tiny point like the Profile or the SC50, it will poke a hole in the bottom of that, and eventually that will come out. So always you're much better off putting your point up and letting it go against that rubber cap. Okay?
Gary
All right.
Litchfield wants to know, how much do you sell your flag for, Ryan?
So I sell just a black version of this, which is a lot easier for 65, and the full color version takes quite a bit more time, so I sell that for 75.
Okay, and then Robert Held said, do you carry the template for the flag sign?
Basically, what I did was I cannot draw at all, and my handwriting's terrible, but my wife is really good at drawing. So I used Dad's flag template, and then I looked up on Google like a beat up, old rugged flag, basically. And I asked my wife if she could kind of make it work, and she did. And
So the flag template that you're talking about is this one.
Yes.
So we do have
See, things are falling
yeah.
from the ceiling.
we do have the flag template. This
Yes.
is the flag layout template with the stars. So that's what you start with.
That's what I started with, and then I had my wife draw up just the kind of tattered edge, and then she draws all the burn holes in it, and then Dad actually helped me make this template. So this is what I cut them out with now, but I'm gonna have to come up with a better one because this one's pretty.
Well, that's an
beat up.
OSB that will go, but it's a jagged side. So this is actually your cutout template. You guys,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see, but it's got screws in there. So this is a cutout template. So the template that we don't have cutout templates anymore. We have the layout template, but you can use that to make your own cutout template, just like
Absolutely.
what you did.
Yeah, just get yourself a 12 by 14 board, lay it out with the Dad's layout American flag template, and then just take a pencil and kind of draw your own jagged lines. One of the best things about these signs is that none of them are the same. Every single one is different. It's like a fingerprint. Because my wife draws all the burn holes in different spots every time, and so that's the appeal. Is it's
That's
not
the selling point.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're all handmade, and they all look different every single time.
And touching on what you said earlier about don't throw the sign away, Greg Breimer, if I'm saying that last name
Yeah.
right, he said, I threw a sign away last week because I couldn't do tires on a car. So,
Yeah, but you never know. If nothing else, guys, save those to look at later, and it will motivate you. Even mistakes that you make, so I could use them as comparison for later on.
By early, he means like 72, 73.
Yeah, decades ago,
Yeah.
40 something years ago.
Yeah.
Marty's Ramblings, they said, I've learned so much from y'all. Thank for all you do. I am still an amateur, but I am learning.
That's Marty in Minnesota,
Yes.
or he calls it Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah. So here is the Live to Ride sign. So the shape on this, again, is done with the spiral upcut. This is done, the carving on this. I do all of the detail with it. This is one that Ryan did. Looks amazing. I do all the detail with the profile bit, and generally 2 different depths. I do the first part of it, all the really fine stuff with the profile at 16th to an 1/8 depth, and then I go deeper around everything again, and then the background is done with the 90. So the profile bit, and you know what, guys, I also want to let you know I'm going to do a updated version from my studio and really go into this stuff more detail. So here's the profile bit. You guys probably can't see it, but I'll hold it up against the. So there's the profile bit. So that does all the detail, and I do it at 2 different depths. And then the 90-degree bit does the background. I almost put that in there backwards, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Barry Smith says, hello, everybody.
Larry Smith?
Yeah, Barry Smith. And
Barry
then
Smith.
Hello from Montgomery?
Montgomery?
Key Hamilton?
Barry Smith.
Yeah, you have a Barry Smith that says, hello, everybody.
Oh, and Kai Hamilton.
Yes, 2 different
K-
people. Sorry,
yeah.
yes. Kai Hamilton
Yeah.
from Montgomery.
Kai Hamilton.
Kai.
Is that a name or a person?
K-I-E.
Or-
K-I-E is his first name, Hamilton's last name.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Bert G says that you guys are becoming distorted.
Yeah.
It keeps kind of, I don't know if it's because it's popping on and offline,
I
but
think-
you're still going. You're live.
I think what's happening, Bert, is we're moving around too much, and the iPad takes a few seconds for it to actually, every time something moves, it takes a few seconds. So we'll try not to move around so much. But that's what it is, Bert. That's Bert Graham.
Ryan and Eric,
Sorry.
you both inspire me. Ryan is making awesome signs. His awesome dad taught him well, and Dave the master taught Eric well. Thanks for all you do. And that was from, oopsie, I'm sorry, Big Fred in Wisconsin.
Hey,
Frederick
Fred.
Mintz. Yes.
Fred.
Thank you, Fred.
That
I
name
appreciate
sounds
that.
Really familiar.
Hello from North Dakota. That's Todd Scholes, I think it was.
Todd in North Dakota.
So you're saying the outline of the shapes was done with the IP cut? IP cut?
Upcut.
Oh,
Yes.
the eye. Yes.
Yes.
Upcut.
Upcut.
Yes.
Yes. That's what the shapes are cut
Trying to
with.
keep up
I've
on all
even
the-
a while back I did a sign for Deadeye Outfitters out of redwood 2x4, and I used a spiral upcut to cut 2x4. So I mean it's
Yeah.
it's thick.
But you made it in several passes.
I
right?
did it in
Yeah.
I think it was 3 or 4 passes, and I probably got a little bit deeper than I should have, honestly, but
Yeah.
it worked.
So
But
then
that-
that would answer the question to Jim Clark. Outstanding flag. Did you take an online course? Yes, Eric wrote. the
Yes.
course.
I've been taking his online course for about 34 years
Yeah.
now.
And Natalie Baker says her and her hubby watch you guys every night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
That's-
crazy. Is that wild?
That's so cool.
Katie
man.
from
Thank you.
Iowa, Justin Hellickson.
Hey,
Iowa.
Justin.
I heard you guys have outstanding deer hunting. One of these days I'm going to make it down there.
Every state, he knows
I know.
what you can kill in that
I
state.
If
know.
there's something to kill in your state, I'm coming and we're going to do it together.
That's so funny. So, in regards to what Ryan just said, being able to cut through 2-inch thick, this is only 3/4 inch flute, but you can make several passes. And because it's cutting a 1/4 inch wide here, you can make several passes. And then the shank will ride in the groove that you cut prior. So you can cut 1.5 inches with this. Just take several passes. So, your sign is up next.
Okay.
Here,
So,
let's set the
There's
ones we've
a-
done.
Luther CA says doors open, Ryan.
oh, dude,
Matt
don't
from,
tell me
Or
that.
Matt Bay from St. Louis. Just want to say thanks for everything. Let's go Blues. And Charlie Marlene Worcester.
Worcester. Yeah.
That's so funny. We have fish and condos down here. Your dad's been invited several times.
Florida, right? I think are you in Florida, Charlie? I think.
And then Justin Hellickson said, haha, yeah, there is deer to kill here for sure.
I'm making all kinds of friends.
Yes,
Dad.
you are. You got all kinds of setups.
Which
So-
is perfect for your next sign.
Yes. So, there's actually
You can't really see.
So there's a YouTube channel with some guys that are just awesome,
Big
really,
bucks in Kentucky.
really great guys, and they're only about 45 minutes south of us, and they specialize in California duck hunting. Which, if you know anything about California, we're not known for our hunting, but these guys really kind of make videos and lots of tips and tricks for hunting in California, and I made a few signs for them. And so with this one, all of the inset letters, they're Mid-Valley Mercenaries, by the way. They're super awesome dudes. You guys should check them out. I used the 60 degree to carve these, and would you say they're deep enough?
Yeah, you actually did do them deep enough.
Finally,
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah, they are.
Took 34 years. Anyway, so I did the 60 degree inset with for the letters, and then
That's their logo, right?
yeah, this is their logo. And I will say, because I used redwood on their logo or on this sign, it's a really chippy wood, because it was kiln drying. So the stars did chip out on here, but
Yeah, but
I
think
think that-
you're better off not having stars in there at all. There's no way you're going to get 50 stars in that little square.
Exactly.
So you're better off that they're all
I
gone.
think it looks
Right.
good like
Yeah.
that.
I like how it looks like this. Everything else I did here with the profile.
You did that with the profile, not the SC50.
No,
Okay.
everything was with the profile.
Okay, great.
I honestly
That just shows you can really do detailed work with the profile. You don't
Yeah.
have to have the SC50 or the carving liner now.
the SC. I'm anxious to try the carving liner.
Thank you, Abe.
Oh, I,
Amy's
I thought
giving
we-
us sign
I thought we were
language.
what to do with
waving.
my
I don't know what
hands.
to do with my hands.
Amy's making gestures behind that.
I'm really anxious to
copy.
try the carving liner because the SC50, as fine a detail as it carves, man, it's pretty rough to pull through, especially grainy wood.
What's the depth of the letters and the smaller detail?
Ooh.
Good question.
Dad?
That was Ruben Garcia.
What? How you gonna measure it with that?
I don't know.
So I would,
Deep enough, apparently.
I would say these are about 3/16. That would be my guess, somewhere around there. Again, if you guys know, we go more by the width of the cut than we do the depth. But I'd say these are about 3/16, and all that stuff over there. Most of the fine detail is maybe an 1/8 to a 16th, except for is that a propeller in the middle? I was
Yeah,
gonna
he's
ask. He's
the
a
main,
pilot?
The main guy, Titus. He's a helicopter.
He's a
pilot.
pilot. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's probably more like 3/16 on that.
Yeah.
Done with the profile, and then probably 60 in the middle. So,
Joseph
yeah.
Murphy said, hate to say this, but mercenaries is spelled wrong on the sign. Ouch.
I took it straight off of their YouTube channel. So I don't know if they spelled it wrong on purpose, but right off their YouTube channel.
So you've checked and double
I
checked.
have.
Yeah, you have a couple people saying MERCANARIES spelled correctly. Sorry, Ryan.
I took it off their YouTube.
Yeah, just maybe
Now
you should
he's-
clarify.
now you
that.
Now you got me second gussing.
That was off of their
All
channel.
right, we're putting this one away.
No, because I asked the same thing. Remember?
You
I
did.
said, is that
I'm-
how that's spelled?
I'm
But
99
it's
Maybe
off.
the name, maybe the word isn't mercenaries. Maybe it's something else.
Maybe
No, it's
mercenaries. Who
It is
knows?
mercenaries.
It is.
Ryan, Ron Pendleton, I'm sorry. How about Lake Erie groundhogs taste pretty good if you smoke them?
Dude, everybody.
Can you get paper
Yeah,
that
he
big
said
that goes
that.
around?
Good job, Ryan. Two people telling you that's not spelled right.
Everybody gets on me in California for eating tree squirrel. Everybody says they're like rats. No, I would eat groundhog. Let's do it,
Andy
man.
Littleton said, do you make 2 passes? I guess probably when you're carving. Right.
It depends on what you're working on.
Yeah.
Like I do 2 passes when I'm doing the live to ride. I do double passes. It depends on how tiny the detail is.
Yeah.
It really
And
does.
Dad, he's a little older than me, so he has more patience. I tend to avoid double passes if at all possible because I'm impatient.
So Joseph Murphy went and looked, and he said no. On their YouTube channel, it's MERCENARIES.
So is that okay?
So-
Say that again.
Oh,
MERCENARIES.
Okay,
Well, hey, this
We're
is
live.
a training opportunity.
We're live.
That's what we say.
Learning opportunity.
Yes.
Right on, dude. Good looking
Ford
out.
is spelled correctly.
Ford's right. I hope.
Good thing you didn't give it to him yet.
Oh my
I
God!
know.
You got time.
Do you ever lose some of your detail when sanding? From Ruben Garcia.
You can, yes. That is the reason, Ruben, that if you're not deep enough, you will, because everything's on a V, other than the spiral upcut. Everything else is on a V, so the more material you take off, the skinnier those lines get. So that absolutely will happen if you have a heavy hand with the sander and if you're not going deep enough.
Bert G says, good job, Ryan. Loved your sign that you did for your dad. Had a good chuckle or two. I love that sign.
Yeah.
It's in my kitchen.
Oh.
It's my favorite sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife wouldn't let me burn that one, so it's in the kitchen now.
Andy Littleton, no inset letters.
These are inset letters.
Yes.
These are
I think he was talking about the mid. I don't know where that. No, I'm sorry, Andy. I don't know where that came from. Marty's Ramblings. We also have lots of possums up here in Minnesota. Joseph said, sorry, hate breaking the news, boys, about the misspelling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thanks,
doesn't bother
Joseph.
me at all.
And I don't shoot possums because they eat ticks.
They do.
Okay.
They are immune to Lyme disease.
Are they? Okay. Who's up? Well,
I'm
okay. So
scrolling
what'd you
up
use here?
Indiana.
So this one was the 60 degree for the inset letters,
Yep.
and then the profile for the outline, and the 90 degree for the background.
Right.
And I did this one,
A long time ago. That was one of your first signs.
yeah,
Really?
quite a while ago.
Real quick, Frank Jenkins said, don't throw away a sign you made a mistake on, someone once said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks,
You-
Frank.
Life lesson, very soon. Don't throw that sign away. Remember, future reference.
That's
Remember?
right. Maybe my wife will hang that one up in the kitchen too.
Billy McGee said, I did that very thing, put an E where an A was supposed to be.
Yeah. Always double,
Great
triple,
song by
quadruple
Jerry
check.
Reed, Lord, Mr. Ford.
Good Lord,
nice sign, Ryan.
That's
Yeah.
where I got it.
Marty's rambling.
My favorite Jerry Reed song is "The Winner." Wait, that's no, that's Bobby Bear.
That's Bobby.
Never
Bear.
mind.
Tower, don't worry, Ryan, we've all done it.
Yeah, I've been doing it a lot
Except
lately.
you didn't do it live.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I think that kind of trumps that.
Yeah,
So,
did
Roland
it
said,
live.
Glad
All right.
that I'm not the only one who has spelling problems.
Okay, so this is done with the profile bit, I assume.
That one's
Yes, that one's done with the profile.
Profile bit, and then back here, did you use the 90 or the 60?
No, I did these with the 60.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did the whole thing with the
I did the
60.
whole thing with the
So you can
60.
see that he learned to kind of, pull that out to get those sharp points in there. Very good. Very well done. Very good. And this is a really old one, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that one's
yeah,
old.
Andy said, going back to that first question, do you make 2 passes on the inset letters?
Normally, no. Normally, no.
It depends on 1 inch and 1.5 inches. Well, 1 inch, no, for sure, but 1.5 inches.
It depends if you're using a 60 degree, which I use most of the time. If you're using a 60 degree, I would not. I generally wouldn't make 2 passes with a 60 degree. If you're using a profile bit to cut your inset letters, then you could make 2 passes. So it just kind of depends. Like on the sweet pea sign that I just did, I did extra deep on to take the stuff out, the middle out, and so that was actually a second pass.
It's a good question, Joseph Murphy. You can't possibly have all letters in templates, so how do you do the odd font?
Rapid Resizer
Oh, yeah.
is awesome. It's awesome. And also, Mom and Dad, they make they made the Ford template, and I get them at a killer price.
Did we make that one?
Yeah, you guys made this one.
know.
Well,
Mom
Mom made this one.
Yeah.
The Queen, if you will.
Yeah.
Marty's ramblings. Maybe someone who has quote unquote canaries will like that sign, Ryan. Lemons to lemonade, Marty.
Yeah.
Barry Smith.
There you go. There you go. All right. So the only thing that we haven't covered is the scalloping. This is again a really old sign, but the scalloping that's done with the 45 degree chamfer, which is the same thing that does the chamfer, the bevel on the edge. So I think we covered just about everything, except we didn't do anything that had the SC50. But you don't use the SC50. So the SC50, or now, the replacement for us, for the SC50 is the carving liner, is just for extreme detail. And I didn't see anything around here that had
Honestly,
had that.
there's only your small flag.
Yeah.
Do I really use the SC50? But with the new carving liner bit, maybe I'll use that a little bit more because the SC50 is just it's hard to pull through.
Especially if you're used to the 60 or the profile bit that
Right.
just flies through that material, the SC50 is just tough to pull through. Not that you can't, but it's just hard to pull through in the carving liner. Any of you guys out there that have tried this carving liner by Amana, it's at 18 degree. It cuts narrower, and I'm telling you, I love that thing. I love it so much more than the SC50. Okay.
Luther CA said, I want to see that Chevy sign again, please, if you wouldn't
Yes.
mind. Eric just had it.
Yeah, here it is. There it is.
And,
Just for you, Luther.
and Mom and Dad made all these templates.
Yeah, I think we do have that one. don't
Yeah,
we?
you guys got that one and the Chevy one.
Oh, we did that one too?
Yeah,
Eric,
Mom
will you
did.
be making any more car templates, such as maybe the 55 Chevy? I love the Woody I just got today. Robert Held.
We have another one coming out very soon, but it's not a 55 Chevy. But that's this kind of thing that we kind of are evolving more into that kind of stuff. We've got some really cool templates coming out. In fact, next Friday we'll be showing the new set and the new template of the month. And I think the template of the month, I can't remember, but it may be a car. But yeah, we've got some cars coming out because those are really, really cool. So that is it for the keep the questions coming if you got them, guys. So now I want to talk about we're kind of going up on
You're
a half
at 30
hour.
minutes.
Yeah, we're at
I got nothing to do.
yeah. So I want to talk just for a couple minutes. I get this email on a regular basis that people that start to get into this, that they want to make a business out of it, and maybe some. And I know a lot of you just do it for fun and make a couple bucks, but there are some people that really would like to make a separate income out of it and a part-time income. Can you make $1 million a year doing this? No, you're not going to. But there are, you can make some pretty good money at it, depending on how much you want to work. So I have people ask me, how long from the time that you start, how long till you start making a profit? That really kind of depends on you. Number one, it depends on how much equipment that you have already. If you've got to invest a few $100s in bits or whatever, you've got to make that up. But that can be done in a very short period of time. And it really depends on how much you're exposing. I talked to a guy yesterday on the phone that said every time he posts something on Facebook Marketplace, he just can't keep up. So he doesn't post on there very often, but every time he does, he just gets tons of sales. So it really kind of depends on how you're exposing the market to your product. My biggest thing is make a good product and sell signs, and you can become profitable really quickly. I mean, what's your thoughts?
Within a weekend. I mean, the reality is if you have, let's say, $600 in overhead with a router, a sander, a saw, and some wood, ink, and then, layout letters and stuff. I mean, I've made that in a day at a fair, So, I mean, within a weekend, you could technically be profitable. Within a month, you could be reasonably profitable without a problem.
I've got a couple questions for you guys.
Sure.
Donna, and I hope I'm saying the last name, Beckmeyer?
Beckenmeyer, yeah.
Beckmeyer, yes. You talk about going slow to start out. Is there such a thing as too slow?
As far as the speed at which you run the router, I think that's what you're talking about, Donna. Yes, there is such a thing as going too slow. And I think, Donna, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're talking about how fast you actually move the router, yes, you can go too slow. So let's say, for instance, I'm carving a sign and I've got a profile bit in. If you're going this slow, it's a fine line between, if you go too slow, that's when the bobbles will show up and you'll get some burning, because what happens is it doesn't give the router a chance to kick that chip out, and it's cutting that chip over and over and over. So you want to have a nice steady movement on there. If you watch any of my videos and you go back, I never try and stop the router in one spot. Unless I'm outside of where I'm cutting and I need to, do something with my hands. But I do keep that thing going on a kind of a steady pace, so to speak. What's your thoughts on it?
Same thing. I mean, if you can carve, when you're first starting out, don't plan on selling signs right away if that's, what you're looking for. Carve 15, 20 signs, make some for friends, give them away or whatever, and just get practicing. But you can definitely go too slow, without a doubt.
Ruben Garcia, with the finish of a sign, is Minwax better than Varathane spar urethane?
I like Minwax Helmsman spar urethane, but to be very honest, I haven't used what was the other? Is Varathane?
Varathane spar urethane.
I think Varathane makes a good product too. I haven't used it. I like the Czar water-based polyurethane, but I like the Helmsman Minwax oil base as well. So the Varathane probably would work well too. I haven't used it.
Okay, Larry Green. Eric, I've noticed that when you carve with a profile bit, you lift it up out of the letter quite often. Why do you lift it?
Just like I just talked about here, the reason there's a couple of reasons that I might lift it. There's actually 3 reasons now that I think about it. If I'm carving and I stop the router for any reason, I don't want to leave it in that groove. If I'm carving an outset letter, I don't want to leave it in that groove. I'll pull it up. Just because I don't want to take a chance that something will happen and it will bump into that outset letter. That's reason number one. Reason number two, I might be doing the inside of a letter to where I want a sharp inside point, and then I will kind of lift it out. That's reason number two. Reason number three, strictly for vision for you guys, because when you guys see me doing it, it's on camera. So I'll lift my router, and this is due to my dad, because my dad used to tell me early on, if you go back and watch some of the early videos, he'll say, son, pick up that router and show people what you're doing. So that would be the third reason, just to get my router out of the way so you guys can see what I'm doing. Because sometimes seeing down through that hole, you can't see real well what I'm doing. That's the three reasons.
And Leonard Davis said, how long does it take you to make an average sign?
Depends on if you spell it correctly.
And Brian said, took me about 3 months before I made money.
Well, and what's wrong with that?
You know, honestly, the standard business in America, in order to get in the black, you're looking at 2 years.
Yeah.
So 3 months, you're doing pretty good,
So
man.
how long
You're
does it
1/8
take
the
you
time.
now to
An
carve a
average
as
sign,
opposed to-
let's say this sign, probably layout, depending on whether you have to use rapid resizer. But as far as carving it, this is probably I don't know, half hour, 20 minutes, half hour, something like that. This one, which is not a typical sign, that takes me start to finish probably about 45 minutes. And I would say that's because I've done hundreds of them.
Takes me about an hour and 20.
Yeah.
So,
But that's not a typical average sign either.
Right.
Greg Breimer, I made a mistake of doing 3 signs without getting paid first. Won't make that mistake again. And I have a huge opinion on that.
Yes,
So, yes.
my wife
Well, I
has
want to
a-
hear it. Go ahead. What's your opinion?
Don't ever start carving until you get paid. That is my
Even
rule
for
of thumb.
friends.
Even for friends,
Right.
family, uncle, brother, cousin, I don't care. And I'm a bit harsher on that than Ryan is.
Yeah.
Because you'll be
She's
like,
brutal.
oh, sure, I'll make you 5 signs. And then he waits to get the money, and something always happens. Oh, my engine fell out of my car and I can't pay you. Oh, okay, well.
Yep.
So that's
Absolutely.
just my rule of thumb.
Absolutely. And the only caveat to that, the only exception I would make to that is if it's a sign that you can sell to somebody else, like it's a stock sign, like free beer tomorrow or
Yes.
something like that.
Or the
But
flag.
but you still do want to get paid up front, because they're not serious if they don't fork over some money. They're just not.
Okay, and Donna, going back to what you were talking about earlier about how slow is too slow, she said, I don't mean the router speed, I mean the speed of carving.
Yes, the
that's
speed,
kinda go hand in
the
hand
speed
with
that
what
you're
you said.
moving the router. Yeah, the router speed. This is a variable speed. I always run at full speed, always if I'm cutting wood.
And then you have Splinter Fingers Woodworking. I have a local campground that I might be able to sell some signs to. Any advice on getting sales in person?
Yes, take your best looking signs and walk in and show it to them. Once they have your product and it's a good product, put it in their hand. Let the signs do the selling for you. You don't have to sell these things. Just get them in front of people.
As great as social media is, meeting somebody in person is
Always better.
always 1,000 times better.
You have Tony Alford said, I've been told by people to raise my prices, but I'm a beginner and worried about pricing too high.
It depends on where you're at, Tony. If you're making a good product that people are giving you compliments on, it's everybody's a little bit different. I price my stuff higher now than what I used to, but it took me decades to get to that point. But I should have done it way earlier. So if people are telling you you're not charging enough, you're probably not charging enough.
Okay, and then Ruben Garcia, in talking about the Verathane and all that you suggesting, that he said thanks because the Verathane is a little more low cost.
Okay. Yeah. If it's just make sure, Ruben, that it says exterior on it. Look at the can. Make sure it says it's good for exterior.
Okay, and then you have Marty's Ramblings said, I'm learning that we really need to focus on people who have money, people who are looking for thrifty deals, don't want to pay what good signs and other woodworking is worth. Very true.
And that,
Absolutely.
yeah, that there's no doubt about that. No
But
doubt about it.
The flip side to that is you can take, I don't have any in here, you can take a 6x18 board and put John Hart Kim and sell it for $15.
Yep.
You know, I mean, something that, you know, if this goes for 75, but they see something for 15, I mean, there's nothing wrong with making something that everybody can afford. You
Yep.
know, even like Dad said one time, a guy taking a high school girlfriend out on a date to a fair.
Yep.
They might not have much
$10.
money, but they're not going to buy the top-notch, live-edge, 4-foot signs. But a 6x18 that says, you know, Bobby loves Jane for $15.
They're gonna buy that.
Absolutely.
If he's got a heart on it, they're gonna want to show off for their girl. I always kept that in mind. I wanted just a regular kid walking around with his girlfriend be able to buy a sign for her, and I wanted to target that market as well as a rancher walking around that wanted to buy a $600 ranch sign.
Yeah.
I wanted to have both ends of the spectrum.
And Andy Littleton said, how much for the Live to Ride sign? What do you guys sell those for?
What do you charge
I
for
don't
that?
remember. I think you do 75.
I think I do 75.
On my website, I get 90 for the $89.95, but it comes
I'm
with the
cheaper.
it comes with the bottom ribbon at the bottom too, the
Yeah.
little ribbon.
Brian said, doing one 48 by 48 now for free for the church pantry.
See, that's awesome, man.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Great. That's a big sign, 4x4. That's a
Yeah.
big sign. But you know what? You're going to get a lot of exposure on that. That's terrific. Good for you.
And then Marty's Ramblings, I would love to stay home and make signs all day to sell.
You and me both, buddy.
And
I'm
then-
on the road 4 to 5 hours a day. That's the goal.
Marty's Ramblings, they tell me that too. I sell most of mine for $50 and people say that that's too low. People are happy to pay $50 for mine, but I don't sell a whole lot. Thumbs up everyone from Andy Littleton.
You know, one of Dad's viewers shared something on a website. I can't remember, and I saw the sign. He said, "I'm hoping to get $70 for this." And this was a beautiful, maybe 4 or 5 foot by 18-inch live edge sign. I said, "Man, you should sell that for $200." But he said, where he's at, that's just not realistic. So you're
Out here you can.
out, yeah, in California you can, but then again, we pay $4 something a gallon for gas. So
Yeah.
Joseph Murphy, sorry. Should I be worried about the perfect plank
Delaminating.
Yes, at the joint. Sorry, delaminating.
No,
What
you-
is the recommended maintenance for the outdoor sign? Or for an outdoor sign?
You
sorry.
should not have any problem with that perfect plank delaminating. Number one, Joe. Number two, just keep an eye on it every couple years. Every year, depending on where you're at weather-wise, depending on how much sun it gets, depending on what the exposure to the elements is, keep an eye on it and rough it up once a year and just throw another coat of finish on it. You should be fine.
Greg Breimer said, I'm retired and it's almost turning into a job. I love staying busy. Couldn't have done it without y'all.
Oh, thanks, Greg. That's
awesome,
exciting.
man.
That's exciting. All right. So, one other thing that I want to talk about. I've been thinking about this for a while, and this actually was kind of spurred on. It's something that I've been thinking about for a long time, but it was really spurred on by me coming over here and helping Ryan and Amy carving on site in their little trailer, which their little trailer is right behind Amy. I am, for the first time ever, I'm offering my services to come to you. So, and this is, and I'm just throwing it out there to see what kind of reaction I get. So, how this will work, if you want me to come into your shop, spend a day or a weekend with you, I will do that. What it's going to cost will depend on where you're at. I'm just going to charge a flat fee for my time plus expenses. So you will just have to pay my expenses, a plane ticket, my eats, a hotel room, and then I will figure out a flat fee in order to do that. But I'm thinking around $250 for a day, $500 for a weekend. Where I think that, and if nobody's interested, that's fine. But I really would love to do this. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. But what I think the best use of my experience is if you are actually carving somewhere on site. Or maybe you're just selling at a fair or whatever, and you're not carving on site. But especially if you're carving on site, when we've done events together in the trailer, or even before you guys had a trailer, I didn't realize it, but it's been so long since I was out carving on site. But anything that happened, there was, well, I mean, you guys could talk about this, but there was a lot of things that came up that Ryan and Amy were kind of like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? And I've been doing it all my life, so I immediately had an answer for it and was able to make it work. So, I don't want to do all the talking here, so you guys can...
Basically,
Eric was an integral part in making the flow easy. Little things you don't think about that he's like, oh, use some tape, do this, do that. Just stuff
Right.
you just don't think about.
right. I mean, something like, okay,
Your sander broke.
my sander broke.
Yeah.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Yes, but not at the same time,
No.
which was huge. Even like, for instance, I was sanding something, and this was at Park Feet last year, and my dad said, "Where's your extra sanding belts?" And I said, "I don't know. I brought my sanders." And he looked at me, and he did that. The dad looked at us, "You didn't bring extra sanding belts, son?" I was like, "I was supposed to." So, something stupid like that, or like, there's several
But
orders.
that was local. Thank goodness.
Luckily, that was
yeah,
local.
Our last fair was not. We were
Yeah.
a little bit down the road.
Right.
So.
So I mean, I'm telling you, when you're carving on site and you're doing a fair, and there's 6 people to talk to, but you got 4 signs backed up, it's just crazy. It gets crazy.
The Queen just showed up.
The Queen showed up.
And we went late.
Come on, Mom.
Come on over.
She's
I
giving
can
us
tell
the
her time.
we're running late. Anyway, what I'm saying is, normally you couldn't buy 30 years of experience, or I don't know, 40
40-something.
40 years
I
of
was gonna
experience,
say.
but now you can. What? Anyway, if it weren't for
jeez.
Dad, we would first of all have lost a lot of sales. And I'm not just saying this because he's my dad. If anything, I would
Say
be.
goodnight, Gracie.
We're talking.
We're having a good time.
We're going to wrap it up.
You're at
we're in a
48
couple
minutes.
minutes. Where I just did announce the whole on the road.
Yeah.
Winner Davis says hi, Vicky.
Hi.
So, when you're carving out on site, so many different things happen. Like, for instance, if you carve a sign and there's a crack in the board, Dad showed me how to fix that with a little bit of glue, a clamp, and a pencil. I mean, I never would have thought of that, especially because your mind's running so fast.
Yeah.
Because you have 4 signs backed up, you got
Frank
2
Jenkins
people
going
waiting.
up there.
Hi,
It
Bree.
gets crazy, but man, it's.
Anyway, I wanted to throw it out there. Thank you, son.
You definitely want Eric
Hi,
to come
Ron.
and help you on site. It
I,
is.
I wanted to throw it out there.
Oh, hey, wait.
Uh-oh.
Love
She's
the queen
got.
shirt.
Yeah, where did you get that anyway?
Queen.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's a band shirt.
Oh, is it a band
It
shirt?
is not.
No, I know. I was a joke.
Oh,
Freddie Mercury? Nobody?
no.
We're in California now, Joseph.
Yeah, you have lots of people saying they'll pizza and beer. You come their way, take you fishing. Coffee's always on.
Fish, dude. Oh, fishy.
Hi, Diana.
Let's catch trout, bass,
Great
and hunt
lunch,
deer.
Anyway, I'm throwing it out there. If I know it would, with the depending on where you're at, if you're within driving distance, obviously there's no plane fare or anything involved. So I'm just throwing it out there. See if you guys have any interest. Email me. Let me know what you think. If you have questions, and we'll kind of see where it goes. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. So that is it. Vicky's telling us to wrap up.
I'm hungry.
You're
I'm hungry.
How was that airport Starbucks coffee, Ruben?
You know what, Ruben? It was horrible.
It's because it's Starbucks. If you want
hate
Starbucks,
Starbucks.
throw some water and sugar in a cup and
Bring
drink it.
Mickey and we can do some wine tasting. Oh yeah,
And then
I'm
you
all
can.
for that, Larry.
One of your friends on here said baked gopher is really good.
Baked gopher.
See, dude,
The
let's
gas
do
is
it.
$2.57 or two. I can't remember what it was, but in Kentucky. Or
Yeah, see,
$2 and
that
something.
another word for Kentucky is America. I live in California. Sorry. See, Mom gets here and I can't get political. Anyway,
All right. So Monday's video
You have
is
a valid passport.
Monday's video is going to do another large sign carvers of the day. Wednesday's video coming up, starting a brand new project, a wood that I've never carved before. I'm really excited about it. I'm doing some stuff on there. It's going to be completely different than what I've done before. So, thanks guys. Had a blast. As always, email me, eric@makeawoodsign.com. Give us a thumbs up. Please share this video.
Check out the
If you
website.
haven't subscribed,
Check out the website.
Yes, please. Oh, yeah, if you need supplies, if you need the router bits or supplies, makeawoodsign.com. If you have any questions, email me or email Vicky. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love for you to subscribe. Click that little bell icon. Get notified when we post videos 3 times a week. We love you all. A big shout out to all the veterans. This is Memorial Day weekend, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So please remember our fallen heroes. That's what this weekend is all about. Love you all, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You guys will never know what it means. Have a great one.